which the unemployment menace in this country is escalating, unfortunately, and with universities releasing thousands of graduates annually to an already bloated job market, the situation is not about to get better. Where did the rain start beating us? How do we help the situation? Brian Mushiri caught up with nominated MP Gideon Keter, who represents the youth in Parliament, just to understand what the government is doing or not doing to sort the youth unemployment situation in the country.
Time and time again, the government of the day has used the youth unemployment agenda to get themselves into Parliament. They will come in and say, if you employ me and put me into that august house, I will make sure the young have jobs. This morning on Your Voice, I speak to nominated Member of Parliament Gideon Keter, who is in that Parliament to represent youth affairs. Good morning, sir. How are you? How are you doing?
Good morning, Brian.
Quick question. You come in at a time when many say we don't need such people like you. I mean, nominated members of parliament, nominated senators, we don't need people like you. What do you take of this? I mean, the wage bill is above the roof. Do we need you guys?
First of all, I'm here as a member of parliament because it is a wish of the many people. That is why in the constitution, or in our constitution, it is a requirement that in every setup, a young person should be there, or the women should be there as affirmative action, majorly to focus on policy, formulations, budget allocations, and to oversight what the executive is doing or the government is doing, especially to the youth.
The conversation this morning, just to cut you short right there, is on unemployment. Kenya's rate of unemployment in the region is extremely high. In your view, what is the cause of this?
Number one cause is red tape around legislations. Number two is the economy. When the economy is doing bad, it is also affecting the rate or the budget, either in the private sector or in government. For example, in government, in the year 2018-2019, we were only able to employ 1,800. If you compare the 1,800 to over 500 students we channel out of our campuses every year, it doesn't add up. Other interventions that we have tried to put in place is affirmative fund. That is the youth fund, so that the young citizens can also look for ventures in self-employment. You start your own small business, you can access small capital, and you can begin from there. That is more of entrepreneurship.
You had a conversation with young SME owners in Westlands, and you spoke to them about the need to improve on your talent and turn your talent into your paycheck to start a business. Question is, I'm just 20 years old, I'm 21 years old. There's no chance absolutely of me getting any funds from government because that's what we've gotten. How will I get these funds to be able to start to kick off my business?
First of all, if you look at our traditions, or the current tradition is glorifying only people who get A's. Now all of us now are educated, we are here and we have degrees and there is no job. And I always tell the young people, do not overlook the importance of doing business because not all of us can get A's. At the same time, do not overlook the importance of education because not all of us can do business. So we need people to channel their energies based on their capabilities and abilities. And 2020 was a year everyone was flying for safety, flight to safety. And it exposed many of the young generation to different and dangerous environments. For example, if you are earning a salary, you could find yourself no salary and you have no option. So that the big economic reset affected many young generation who are the backbone of our economy, And that even affected the human capital in the startup industry. I'm going to push KRA to provide a PIN with no tax obligation. My young generation don't like to do assignments. So all the time telling me to file my returns every month and I have nothing to file is also a hindrance or also affecting the development of small businesses and affecting individuals. Because once in a while you will be caught up in a mess whereby you have tax penalties. And tax penalties is simply because you did not file. So that is one. I also encourage young people to build on their talents. Building on a talent is very useful, especially when such a disaster shows up. Because people pay you for a service, a skill. We don't want to be a sleeping country. Many young people right now are sleeping in their beds. They wake up at 9, at 8, and 10. It's not their problem. It's not because they are lazy. It's because there is nothing they can do.
This level of unemployment, you are in that position to assist that kind of a position. Again, they say that unemployment in this country is a hoax. If you do not know anyone, then you are not in any position to be put in a position to have a job or to get employed. What do you take of this? And then as we do our final take on this conversation.
How things work in Kenya, you can say I need to have network. I need to have papers. I need to volunteer. I need to do one or two things. If you interview, in fact, I can give you an assignment. Ask anyone, how did you get there? And I'll tell you a different story, and I'll be able to prove you wrong that for me to get to where I am, I didn't know anyone. But it was only my hard work, it was only my network and my net worth for me to get where I am. Concentration and a focus is all we need. But knowing someone and knowing somewhere, that story is there, but I don't think it plays the major results in the employment sector. It doesn't.
This morning, your voice has brought me to KICC to speak again to nominated Member of Parliament Gideon Keter, who represents youth affairs in the National Assembly. My name is Brian Mushiri. Good morning.